come to a nice comfortable seat. And before we sit quietly, let's actually warm up the spine a little bit today. So just move into some cat cow. So nice, simple cat cow. So as you inhale, arch. And then as you exhale, round in. Inhaling, arching, doesn't have to be very deep. And then as you exhale, round, chin releases towards your chest. Continuing like this. Eyes might be closed if that feels good. If they're open, you're just keeping a nice, quiet, simple gaze in front of you. Just really trying to open up the spine, find some gentle movement here. Just kind of noticing how things are feeling. I'm trying to relax the shoulders down here. We carry a lot of tension there, so see if you can find a sense of ease and release. And then let's roll on up and then start to just circle around in the pelvic girdle. These can be big, small. You can dip the shoulders, you can let the head get involved. So again, just paying attention to what feels good to you right now. And you can gently start to switch directions here. And then you're going to eventually just find a nice, tall, easy seat. So really feel yourself rooting down into your sit bones. You might just peek down at your legs really quick. Make sure they're about hips distance apart. And then hands on your thighs. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go. Ha. Couple more times like that. Smooth, deep inhale. Ha. One more time. Ha. Sigh the breath out. And if you haven't already, allow your eyes to close here. And we're just going to take a moment or two in stillness. And you're going to start to inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose, unless, of course, that doesn't feel comfortable. You might even find a little ujjayi breath. So on that inhale and exhale, you're constricting the sides of your throat. You're creating a soft rush of air. So it sounds like ocean waves or Darth Vader. There's this sound there. This ujjayi breath helps to heat up the body, but that sound gives us something to focus our attention on. As you're sitting here quietly, and maybe just do a little scan of your body. Notice if you've started to grip anywhere that you don't need to. It often happens with us out even being aware that it is. So yes, there's effort to this seat, but we also want it to feel as easy as it can. Couple more moments here. When your attention wanders and you notice that that's happened, just come back to the sound of your breath. Good. Deep inhale through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go. Ha. And then you can gently blink your eyes open here. And we're just going to do a little forward fold, kind of a simple little vinyasa here, and then rise on up. So you can just keep your hands on your thighs, nice and easy. Just start to roll forward. Let the back of your neck release down. And then on your inhale, roll on up. Take the arms up overhead. Beautiful. And then as we exhale, we hinge forward at the waist again. Nice little forward fold. So you can even think of this as a little bit of a cat-cow. Inhale, you roll back up. Feel that openness and stretch across your heart. Arms come up overhead. Beautiful. Exhale, folding in. Let's do just a few more of these. And you only go as deep as it feels right to go in your body. On your inhale, you're rolling up your spine, stretching arms up overhead, maybe even gazing up. And then exhale, fold in. Inhale, rooting down to rise up. And we've got one more here. So exhale, roll in. On your inhale, you roll up your spine, stretch the arms up overhead. And then as we exhale, let's bring our palms together. They come to heart center. Really nice work. And let's release our arms by our side here. So grab the outer edges of your chair. And we're just going to do a little stretching through the sides of the waist and to get into the thoracic. So kind of like a mini camel pose, you can think of this. So holding on here as you inhale, rock forward. So you're getting this nice arch in your lower back, and then you're thinking of that wheel spiraling up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, rock back. You can drop your chin towards your chest. Inhale, coming forward. Keep those shoulder blades releasing down your back. Nice work. Exhale, lower belly pulls back, chin drops. 3 more of these, just moving with your breath. So you might find that this just gets a little deeper into the spine than that cat-cow that we did at the beginning of class before we sat quietly. So just notice how this feels for your body. And you're moving at a pace that feels really good to you. And after that third complete cycle, you're just going to come up to nice tall seat. So chin level to the floor. And we're going to get into the neck a little bit here. So make any little adjustments that you need to. It's always good to check in with our mountain pose. So again, hips distance apart is always really nice. If you're watching this video on YouTube and you're shorter, you're going to want to take a blanket underneath your feet. So we want the knees coming out from the hips. We don't want them up in our chest or too low. So nice and even. All right. So hands resting on your thighs. Start to drop your chin towards your chest. And this first one of the day, I always find is really hard to do. It's hard to let the back of the neck go. Welcome to yoga, Chris Patton. So you're just taking a few breaths here. Send your breath to the back of the neck. Just visualize it creating a little space, a little ease. Notice if those shoulder blades are creeping up around your ears. See if you can soften them down. If you would like to release your arms by your side here, that might help with that, just kind of getting gravity involved. Good. So keep your chin tucked as you exhale. Right ear comes towards your right shoulder. Inhale back to center. Let's just stick with this side, warming this up a few times. So exhale, right ear to right shoulder. Nice work. As you inhale, you come back to center. 2 more. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center. And then this time, let's exhale off to the right. Hold there. So you're going to feel an intense stretch through the left side of the neck. You can keep fingers reaching down if they're doing that. If they're not, you can try this out. It intensifies things. So if it feels like too much, hands come back on thighs. Breath smooth and steady. These neck and shoulder stretches can be super intense. So observe if you've started to bring any tension into your face and jaw. Are you clenching your teeth? Can you soften? Maybe a soft smile. And then if you would like, maybe start to lift your left arm up. And I find that that gets into an interesting, intense place. So if it feels like too much today, you just release down. You can always try things and then decide to skip them. And it's always really important to remember that you don't have to do everything. And just because you did something last week, maybe it's not going to happen this week. All right, so let's actually turn this into a little side stretch here. Keep that right shoulder releasing down towards your ear. You might grab onto your chair with that right hand. Flip your left palm to face up. And then take that arm up and over. And choose to keep that right ear releasing towards your shoulder. So you might not side bend as deep as we normally do. We'll do some regular side bending and we'll just kind of observe how it feels different. Feel your shoulder blades releasing down. Okay, one more deep inhale. Keep that right ear towards your right shoulder. Exhale. Release the left arm down. Maybe upright your torso a little bit if you did find some good side bend there. And then as you inhale, chin comes towards your chest. Few breaths here. Shoulder blades are releasing towards your tailbones. Your tailbone. I guess we all have just one of those. Breath smooth and steady. Shoulders, encouraging them out of the ears. Good. And then a few times just warming up this left side of the neck. So as you exhale, chin stays tucked, left ear towards left shoulder. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the left. Beautiful work. Inhale back to center. Good. Exhale to the left and you hold here. So feeling lots of intensity through that left side of the neck. Hands can be releasing down. You can be energetically reaching through those right fingertips a little more. That's going to intensify things. If it's too much, hands are on your thighs. Again, always just kind of being mindful of the places where you might be gripping in your body that you don't need to. Soften in those spots. And then if you'd like to start to extend, that right arm out to an angle, you can just observe where you start to feel some sensation there. I'm getting it on the top of the shoulder and arm. It's kind of a hurts so good. All right, so we're gonna side bend, but keeping this left ear towards the left shoulder. So flip your right palm to face up. And then reach that arm up overhead. Really trying to let that neck release. So more about the neck releasing than this is about the side bending stretch. Are you breathing? Good, deep inhale. Left ear stays towards that left shoulder. Exhale. Release that right arm by your side. Chin stays tucked. As you inhale, back to center. Few more breaths here. So hopefully this is feeling a little easier. It might not be. That's just how it goes some days. That's okay. But do observe where you're at. And then as you inhale, slowly start to lift your chin and let's roll. Oh, the shoulders back. You can even kind of get the neck involved a little bit if that feels good. And then allow your shoulder blades to release down your back. Let's inhale, take our arms out wide. We're going to bend our elbows, bring our fingertips towards our shoulders. So keep the elbows lifting. And then we're going to start to make some circles here. So as you're coming forward, maybe your elbows start to squeeze in. They might not. We're all built a little different. Kind of depends on how tight your pectoral muscles are, even how developed they are. And then just notice this is a really great way to warm up the shoulder girdle. All right, so from here, let's start to switch directions. So we start to get that external rotation of the arms, and especially, I think it feels really nice coming back, getting into that thoracic there. Good work. And then you can just release your arms by your side. In fact, let's bring our hands to our thighs. Allow your eyes to close here. Just take a few breaths. So coming back to our mountain pose, our Tadasana pose, this is like our home base. It's where we can slow down, check in, make any adjustments that we need to. And just soak up that sound of your breath here. And then you're going to blink your eyes open, release your arms by your side. So let's find some deeper lateral stretching here. So as you inhale, left arm comes up and over. Side bending to the right. Exhale, release that arm down. Nice work. As you inhale, right arm up and over. Exhale, release. And then you're just going to continue to move here with your breath. We're going to do several rounds to each side. Just let this feel really fluid and graceful. You're moving at a pace that feels right in your body. Just enjoying this sense of flow. So anytime we connect the movement with breath, it has this really nice calming quality. It's this moving meditation kind of a feeling. Good. The next time you're leaning off to the right and your left arm is reaching up overhead, let's stay there. And again, you're welcome to grab onto the side of your chair again here if that feels good. See if you can keep the right shoulder blade releasing down your back if you're doing that. You can also just have those fingers, right fingers releasing down. You might even kind of reach around, kind of wrap with that right hand If that feels good, that just gets into the shoulder area a little bit. So you're just bending at the elbow, and I have the back of my hand pressing into my back here. Maybe you're gazing up underneath that top arm. Check in with the breath. Keep it moving. That inhale through the nose, that exhale through the nose. Let's inhale here. Good. Exhale. Just release the wrap if you have it. Excuse me. Then we're going to go ahead and switch to that left side. So right arm up and over, side bending to the left. Notice if that right sit bone is getting a little light. Try to continue to anchor there. You can keep these left fingertips reaching down. You can hold on to a piece of chair. Again, let's set up this side a little different. So if you want to do that wrap, palm is facing forward, do a thumbs down sign, and then bend at the elbow, and then you can press in to the small of your back. And that just gets into the front of the shoulder a little bit. These look gorgeous. Maybe look up underneath that top arm for a breath or two. Good. You can release the wrap if you're there. Exhale. Ooh. Releasing arms down, hands on thighs. You're going to feel a little tingle perhaps in the lower arm as the blood starts to kind of come back into the body. Good work. So let's get into our hips here. So a couple of options. You can come into our seated pigeon pose, crossing the right ankle above the left knee if that's available in your body. If you're here, you can gently press your right hand down into that right thigh. That will help you to get a little more of that hip opening. You'll feel it in the glute. So if this isn't working for you today, for whatever reason, you could also simply open up this right thigh any amount. You just go to the place where you're feeling a little bit of stretch. You do want to have your right knee landing over your right ankle, however. And then you can take your right hand to the inside of your right thigh. Just gently press back here. And we're just going to take several breaths. So if you'd like to close your eyes, you're welcome to do that. Even though the arms aren't doing a whole lot here, the shoulders starting to creep up around your ears. Can you soften them down? Maybe bring your attention to your breath, especially like the sensations of your breath. How does it feel on that inhale? You're going to notice that the front and the sides and the back of your body expand. And then just observe how all of that contracts in as you exhale. Right, so let's find a little side bend here in the upper body. So wherever you're at, we're going to inhale, reach the arms up. And I want you to visualize outer hips squeezing in as we come into this. We're going to take our right fingertips to our left wrist. Pull up. And then as you exhale, your side bending to the right. So it's not going to be as deep with this hip opening, but it might get into some different places. So just kind of notice how this feels. Couple more breaths. All right, inhale back up to center. And let's take this into a twist. So as you exhale, take your arms out wide. Nice deep inhale here, fill up. And then exhale, twist to the right. Grab a piece of chair behind you. So if you're in the configuration that I'm in here, your left hand is going to come to the inside of your left thigh. That might be happening too if you're in this version, or you might be able to go a little deeper and bring your left hand to the outside of your right thigh. They're both good places to be. The key in our twist is to try to continue to sit tall. So use your inhale to help you find length in your spine. And then just for a couple of breaths, start to drop your left shoulder, or your left ear rather, to your left shoulder. You might not go very far, so there's definitely going to be some sensation in the right side of the neck. Good. Inhale, just upright your head. And then as you exhale, unwind here. And we're going to turn this into our eagle pose leg. So we're going to just stay on this side. So you might need to bring that left foot to the center a little more. And we're going to cross that right thigh over the left thigh. So if you're in this version here, you're welcome to join us. And if crossing the legs doesn't work for you, you can simply sit here in your Tadasana mountain pose. And then just sitting here like this, maybe grabbing the edges of your chair. That kind of depends on where the chair is and how long your arms are. We're going to just find a little gentle cat-cow. Exhale, you round in, chin to chest. Inhaling, arching. Nice work. A few more rounds like this. If your legs are crossed, you're observing how this configuration is a little different than our classic cat-cow pose. Do you feel things in different places in your body? Does it feel the same? Just noticing. Good. And then let's inhale upright here. Let's do our side stretch again, a little different this time. So we're going to keep this right arm reaching down, left arm up and over. Nice work. So again, you might not be going quite as deep. Perhaps you're looking up underneath that top arm. Feel those shoulder blades releasing down towards your sit bones. These look really lovely. Deep inhale. Good. Exhale. Release. And then let's just come into our classic Garudasana eagle pose. Just hold that for a few breaths. So inhale, arms reach out. You're going to give yourself a hug, right arm underneath. Good. So elbows stack here. You can hold on to the edges of your shoulders. Maybe you bring the backs of your hands together. Maybe you reach around, grab palms. All good places. One is not better than the other. Wherever you're at, you're feeling the elbows lift as the shoulder blades release down. And just try to keep your spine nice and tall here. Maybe you're bringing your gaze slightly up. If you would like to, forward fold here. It's coming into little crouching eagle pose, as I like to call it. You're welcome to do that. You can rest the elbows, perhaps on the knees. You might not come down that far. That's fine as well. And gaze slightly forward. Good work. Good. And then as we inhale, we come on up. Release the arms, stretch them out and up. Beautiful. Hands come to heart center. And then we return to our mountain pose. We take that sequence to the second side. So find your nice Tadasana. Feel steady, feel even. Make any adjustments that you need to. Just check those points of alignment. So you're rooting into your sit bones. Knees are over your ankles. This side might look different. So if you need a different variation this side, that's absolutely fine. If you need to skip it, that's fine. We're going to cross our left ankle above our right knee. And then you can just take that left hand, if you need to, if you want a little more sensation, gently press down. So that's going to get into the outer hip, the glute area a little more. And again, maybe you're just simply finding the hip stretch by opening up this left leg a little bit. Both doing the same thing, just in a different way. Listen to that sound of your breath, and then start to pay attention to the sensations happening in your body. How is this side different than the other side? Okay, so put your brain in your sit bones, feel that, and then just imagine there were kind of like vice grips on your outer thigh, squeezing in so you feel really contained and open as we inhale, arms reach out and up. Good. Left fingertips to right wrist. As you exhale, little side bend to the left. It's not going to be as deep with our legs like this. But maybe you're going to start to feel the stretch in some different places. You can choose to gaze up underneath that top arm if it feels okay in your neck. Really good work. We're going to inhale, come up to center. And then exhale, take your arms out wide. Take another deep inhale here. As we exhale, we twist to the left. So grab a piece of chair behind you. Right hand can come to the inside of your right thigh. That's happening if your left leg is on the ground for sure. Otherwise, if you're in the seated version, you can take your right hand to the outside of the left thigh. Try to find length on your inhale. So the key in twist is to try to keep the spine nice and long. Sometimes that means we have to go not quite as deep in the twist. So do a little less work. Sometimes that's the best choice we can make. And then we're going to start to drop that right ear towards the right shoulder. You're going to start to feel some sensation in the left side of your neck. So only go as far as you need to. Notice if your right shoulder starts to creep up towards the ear, soften it down. Think ear towards shoulder instead, and shoulder releasing down. Good. On your inhale, just lift your head. As you exhale, come to center. So just moving out of your twist. And then we transition into our eagle legs, our Garudasana legs. So you might need to move that right leg over a little bit. Left thigh crosses over. Of course, you can just be in your Tadasana pose as well. So find both sit bones. Here you can have that idea of kind of everything is squeezing in. Even if that's not accessible in your body, just picture that. And it might kind of just change how you're sitting. We're going to take this into some cat-cow here. If you want to hold on to the sides of your chair, if you can reach, hands on thighs or hips, whatever works. Arching on the inhale, rocking forward on the sit bones, beautiful. And then exhale, moving in the opposite direction, chin to chest, backs of the sit bones. Inhaling, arching. Exhaling, rounding in. Moving with your breath, few more, just enjoying this nice little flow. Good. The next time you're inhaling, just come back to a nice, tall spine. All right, and we're going to do our little side stretch again. This time we're going to keep that left arm releasing down as you inhale, right arm comes up and over. So outer hips are squeezing in. Right ribs are spinning up. Left ribs are wrapping in that direction as well. Maybe you're gazing up underneath that top arm. Feel your shoulder blades releasing down. So many little things to focus on. If you just get one or two of them, that's plenty. I think this is one of the reasons yoga is so fun for all of us. So there's always something that we can kind of bring our attention to. There's always something that we can be learning, even though we've done the same poses over and over again. One more deep inhale. Good. As you exhale, come back upright. And then here we go. As we inhale, we reach our arms out wide. We're going to give ourselves that hug. Left arm underneath this time. So you can stay here, elbows lifting. Maybe the backs of your hands come together. Again, elbows lift. Maybe your palms press. All good places to be. And just keeping the spine nice and neutral, nice and tall. Maybe you're bringing your gaze up if that feels okay to do so. And if you would like to hinge forward, if you feel safe and comfortable doing this, you're welcome to forward fold any amount, maybe resting elbows on your knees. You can keep your gaze slightly forward. Good work. All right, let's inhale. Roll on up, release your arms down. So uncross this left thigh. If you took that variation with your legs, just find your mountain pose. So hands on thighs or palms together at your heart. Allow your eyes to close. And just take a few really good rounds of breath here. Listening to that sound of your breath, letting everything quiet and slow down. Maybe noticing how your body is feeling. There might be some heat. Your heart might be beating faster. Maybe the breath is moving a little quicker. Maybe there is a sense of openness and ease. Good. Gently blink your eyes open. So let's just move into a few rounds of our Surya Namaskara, and we're gonna add some side bending into this today. So just an opportunity to kind of put everything together to connect breath with poses and flow a little bit. All right. So as we inhale, arms reach out and up. Right fingertips, left wrist. As you exhale, side bend to the right. Good. Inhale up to center, release your wrists. And then left fingertips, right wrist. As you exhale, side bend to the left. Nice work. Inhale up to center. As we exhale, we come into forward fold. You can swan dive in if you feel a little more safe and stable. Hands can come to your thighs. You roll on down. We have been here before. A little different this time. So as you inhale, chest extends forward. Hands could be on blocks here or on thighs or shins. Good. As you exhale, release back in. And then again, as you inhale, you can roll on up. Maybe you reverse swan dive up. Stretch the arms up overhead, gaze up. As you exhale, hands come to heart center. So let's do a couple more of those. Again, we're going to add in that side bending. This time we'll do it a little bit different. So as you inhale, arms reach out and up. Good, so this time let's release that right hand down. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale up to center. And then exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale up. Beautiful work. As you exhale, roll on down nice and easy. And you don't even have to go all the way down if that doesn't feel good in your body. As you inhale, you come into this half forward fold. So gaze comes forward. You lengthen through the sides of your waist. Great work. As you exhale, fold back in. Rooting down into your feet, your sit bones to rise up, whatever that looks like for you. It's most important to just feel safe and stable here. And then as we exhale, hands come to heart center. So let's do one more of those. I'm not going to cue you this time. You can follow along with me. If you want to do one of the side bending variations, you're welcome to. If you want to skip that part, you can just do a classic sun salute. So as you're ready, you just flow with your breath. Just moving at your pace. There's no rush. When you've completed this sun salute, you're just pausing with your palms together at your heart. Good. Gently blink your eyes open, release your hands down. So before we do a little breath work, let's just do a little back bending here. So let me rearrange. So let's just do that stretch that we did at the beginning. So holding onto the sides of your chair, the sides of your hips, make sure that your knees are over your ankles, and then stretch forward, and you can kind of pull up on the chair if you have that set up, and it's going to help you feel like you're spinning your chest up towards the ceiling. Let's hold here for a few breaths. So kind of a variation of our camel pose. Let's take another deep inhale. Memorize this feeling that you have in your upper body. Good. And then exhale. Just come back to a nice tall seat. So here we have our shoulders landing over our sit bones. Whereas in that variation that we were doing, we're hinging forward at the hips a little bit. So there's quite a bit of curve in the lower back too. So I want to come into a more classic camel pose in which we're going to focus on just bringing the back bend to the upper body. So we're not going to get that extension in the lower back. So that's where we're going. So let's all start sitting nice and tall. Let's bring our hands to our hips so your fingers can face forward, and then your elbows squeeze in towards each other. Good. Go ahead and release your chin towards your chest. And then on an inhale, think less lower back bend, but more this upper chest spinning up towards the ceiling. So you might not go quite as far. Maybe you bring your gaze up. Good. Deep inhale. Exhale, release. And just take a couple of breaths. And then your choice here, you have one more of these. So if you want to stick with the more classic camel pose, hands on hips, elbows squeezing in, you can do that. If you like this variation where you hold on, get into the lower back a little more, you can take that. And we're going to do about 4 or 5 really nice, long, easy breaths. In either variation, you're feeling elbows squeeze in. You're feeling your sternum lift. You're feeling rooted into your feet, rooted into your sit bones. Good. One more deep inhale wherever you're at. And then exhale. Let's actually roll back. So just counter this stretch a little bit. So coming into that cat stretch, chin towards chest, rolling to the backs of your sit bones. And then just another final round of cat-cow here. Just trying to find that sense of ease in your spine. You'll eventually come back to a nice tall seat, mountain pose. So make any adjustments that you need to. And let's do our viloma 1 breath today. So that's the breath where we breathe up in 3 parts on the inhale and then have a little retention. As always, sometimes this pranayama feels really good. Some days it doesn't work. If that's you, you can just sit here and quietly breathe as we're doing the viloma breath, and we're holding as we breathe the breath in. If at any point it feels like you need to breathe, breathe. It's okay. This is, something that we practice at. So really listen to yourself and see what you need. Well, let's all go ahead and close our eyes here. You're sitting nice and tall. And take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Full complete exhale through the nose. Empty out. And then inhale 1/3 of the way up. So just breathing to your belly button. Pause the breath. Inhale another 1/3 of the way. So these floating ribs, these lower ribs. Pause the breath. Inhale all up under, all the way up underneath your collarbone. So it's almost that feeling that we just had in that camel pose. Pausing the breath. Exhale the air out through your nose. When you get to the bottom of that breath, just take a couple of recovery breaths. So a couple of rounds of normal breathing. Get a nice deep inhale here together through the nose. Full complete exhale through the nose. Empty out. Inhale 1/3 of the way up, pause. Inhale another 1/3 of the way up, pause the breath. Inhale all the way up underneath your collarbones. And exhale the air out through your nose. Couple rounds of recovery breath. So I'm going to invite you to do 2 more complete rounds of the viloma breath, just on your own. So moving at your pace. So maybe it feels like you would like to hold longer on the retentions. Maybe you want to hold less long. Maybe you want to skip this altogether and just sit quietly. So up to you. But we have a couple of moments here to take a couple rounds of this breath if you would like. And in between the first and second, just take a couple rounds of just normal, easy breath. So at your own pace. When you've completed your second round, we just come into a final resting pose here, whatever that might look like. So maybe you're just sitting quietly in meditation. If you have something in front of you, it can be really nice and relaxing. Just make a little pillow with your hands and forward fold, kind of like a little mini child's pose. If it is available to you, if you have the space and you want to come into classic Shavasana on the floor, you're always welcome to do that as well. So just find a place that is good for you. The important thing is to slow down, to soak up these final quiet moments. Just give your body and your brain the opportunity to assimilate all of this work that we've done together today. Asato ma satgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityo mritam gamaya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Take a deeper inhale here. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go. Ha. And then just start to wiggle fingers, wiggle toes, stretch around. So just bringing a little gentle movement back to your body. Good. And then from here, let's just place our palms together at our heart. One final check-in, just notice how you're feeling here. Notice what's shifted for you. Send yourself, send your body love and gratitude for showing up and working hard. Just promise yourself that you're going to carry this feeling with you into the rest of the day, the rest of the week, the weekend ahead. From here, just bow your head with a smile. Beautiful work today, everybody. Thank you. So good to see you all. Namaste.